Hey everyone, I'm Army Gaming, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a very special Monster Legends episode where I'm going to be showing you guys a brand new Monster Legends account that's only 2 weeks old. That's right, everything you're going to see here is only 2 weeks old. And first of all, this account doesn't belong to me, it actually belongs to my friend, my co-leader on my main account. He decided to make a brand new account, and he was actually sharing his progress with me, and I was just blown away by what he actually was able to do in just 2 weeks. Especially because I've talked with a lot of players, some that have been playing for months, that don't have the amount of gold that this 2-week-old account has, or players that don't have as many legendaries. Like, this account already has 2 pretty good legendary monsters, but what's really amazing is the gold production. So I'm going to be just showing you guys around this island, everything he's purchased, everything he's upgraded, and I'm going to do my best to give this account justice. I'm probably going to miss out some few points, but at the end of the day, I just really want everyone to see what you can accomplish if you're just really dedicated to playing, at least for those first few weeks or those first few days, just setting everything up. The PANDAKEN farming especially, I want to highlight how important PANDAKEN farming is, especially at a low level, because if you do PANDAKEN farming successfully, look at the amount of gold. He has 9 million gold, almost 10 million gold, and that's just at this moment right now. Let's see how much gold he can get if I collect everything. So everything is full, so I should have actually collected a little earlier. But now he is at 10.3 million gold. Okay, let's start diving into it. As you can see, he has a lot of PANDAKEN farms. All of them have 3 PANDAKENs on them. And if I just click around, all the PANDAKEN farms are level 4 farms, or all the nature habitats. And then PANDAKENs, all the ones here in the center, they're all level 14. And the ones on the outside, they're 14 with some being level 13. The reason is that these things in the middle right here, the fire boost and the nature boost, they increase the gold production of monsters that are fire elements and nature element. So obviously you want the PANDAKENs that are leveled up the highest near the center, because this range doesn't reach all the way. For example, if I click on this habitat on the far right, they only have a plus 30. If I click over here on the far left, well, as you can see, they don't have any plus whatever. But going back to monsters in the middle, they have plus 80, plus 86. That's because some of them have team gold runes. He has a team gold rune, for example. And so basically, if you're wondering why do you want a PANDAKEN farm, it's because PANDAKEN is very easy to breed. He breeds really fast, like in 30 seconds, and he produces a good amount of gold per minute. 76 gold per minute, and then he gets a boost because of the island boosts and because of his team gold rune. But yeah, PANDAKEN, he produces a good amount of gold per minute. And as for nature habitats, they're built very quickly. So when you're just starting off the game, you can build a lot of nature habitats, breed a lot of PANDAKENs because you only need fire nature monsters, the common monsters, and then your PANDAKEN gold farming can start. And let's scroll over to achievements. Look at collect gold or gather gold. He has collected a total of 65 million gold on this account. And once again, just keep in mind, this account is 2 weeks old. It's also a free-to-play account. Well, actually, just before he gave me this account to make the video, he did purchase gems, but up until now, he hasn't used any gems. He purchased the gems because he's going to be needing them for the future. But up until like this whole 2 weeks, it's been a free-to-play account. So isn't it amazing that in that short amount of time, he's been able to collect 65 million gold? I think that's pretty amazing. And even more than that, let's take a look at the islands. He's already cleared this island. It has no more debris. Same for this island. He's working on this island. This one still needs work on. He's working on this island too. This one still needs work on. He's already purchased this island. He's working on this one too. And he's also purchased the island up here. And I believe one more. And this island right here. So he's already purchased all of that. His hatchery is already at level 4. His rune temple is already at level 6. So he is really doing a lot. Even his farms, they're all big farms already. They're not small farms. They're not like this farm right here. And since we're on the topic of progress, let's take a look at his mercenary island progress. Look where he's at right now. He's on Taiga. One question I get a lot from newer players is they'll start off a question by like, I'm level 20, I'm level 30. Can I get monster X? Can I get monster Y? And I always tell them, your level doesn't matter for progressive islands and mazes. Whether you're level 16, whether you're level 10, whether you're level 100, everyone has the same opportunity to reach the same progress regardless of your level. So this is a perfect example. He's actually doing better than me on my main account, my level 115 account, just because he's playing the rotations better, because I've missed some of the rotations. So good job to him. And then let me show you his storage. This is everything he has in storage right now. And primarily, obviously, I want to focus on the legendary monsters, and he has 2 of them. He has a Frostbite, which is still by far one of the better monsters in the game, and he has a Tempest, and he got all of these from the previous events. If you remember the previous maze event, the Force of Elements. So see, your level doesn't matter. You can go pretty far in the event, regardless of your level. So not only does he have Tempest and Frostbite, from the current mercenary island, he's gonna get a Taiga, and he's most likely gonna get Barakor. He possibly even might be able to get Furious Robin, which is pretty cool for an account that by the end of this event is only going to be 3 weeks old. Can you imagine that? An account that's 3 weeks old has one of the newer legendary monsters, a Barakor, a Taiga, a Frostbite, a Tempest, all really great monsters. And I've been talking to a lot of my friends about this, that it really seems that the newer generation of Monster Legends players, the players that maybe watch some of my videos and they learn about Pandaken farming and how to progress along the game, they're really going to have an extreme advantage over long-term players, because say what you will about Social Point, they are extremely generous to new-term players. I mean, just take a look at all the events. They're throwing away cells at everyone, they're doing more events, they're doing more breeding events, VIP breeding events. There's even talk about Nemesis events where you're going to be able to get their cells. There's all these different methods and ways to get monsters. Some of the older monsters, newer monsters ranked up. Like we had the Gerses race where you could get them at rank 5. Like that was just huge. And yeah, just Monsterwood giving you all of these monster cells, giving you runes, giving you relics. If you're a newer player and you know how to do things right, if you only focus on your gold production, your Pandaken gold farm, if you only focus on leveling up your good monsters and not so much every other monster, you're going to have a really low MP with really great monsters with really great runes. And so yeah, these newer generation of players, people that are downloading Monster Legends right now, that will be downloading Monster Legends in the future, even though they're starting later, I suspect they're going to be doing way better than some mid-term players, long-term players, just because of how much stuff is being given away. But anyhow, I'm rambling a lot, and there are some points I want to focus on to give you guys advice. If you're starting a new account, if you're new to Monster Legends, hopefully this is the first video you're watching so you can see what you can actually accomplish in a short amount of time. So the number one thing is that you want to do Pandaken farming. It is seriously the easiest and fastest thing to do to get a lot of gold. If you want to focus on collecting as many unique monsters as possible, then unfortunately you won't be able to do this, because there's only a limited number of spaces you're allotted to be able to put your monsters in your habitats. So if you want to try to be somewhat competitive, Pandaken farming is the way to go, because you really want to start to accumulate as much gold as possible, because everything on the game essentially relies on gold. Of course, there's gems which you can use to buy monsters and cells and everything, but really you need gold to be able to buy food, which then you use to feed your monsters and to even upgrade your habitats to the point where they can actually carry 4 monsters. So anyhow, when you make a new account or you're playing for the first time, the first thing you want to do is you want to connect it to a Facebook account. And if you don't have a Facebook, then just make a Facebook just specifically to save your account, because that way you can log in from other devices, or if your device you're playing on ever gets stolen, you can still log into your Monster Legends account just by logging into Facebook. And aside from that, you'll also get 50 free gems, which is a really great thing. And anyhow, you want to build nature habitats, and then you want to breed Pandaken as soon as possible, and you want to be placing those Pandakens in the nature habitats uniformly, which means start at level 1, then level 2, then level 3, and be completely uniform. That way you don't have a level 20 Pandaken in one habitat and then a level 5 Pandaken in another, a level 7 in another, because then your gold production won't be equal. Like for example, on this account, if I click on any habitat, 4,000 right there, 4,000 right there, 3,000 right there, 5,000 right there, 5,000 right there. It's all about uniform, and the only distinguishing factor is where the island boosts reach, because these boosts essentially make it so your monsters produce even more gold if they're within that range. And so if you're first starting off, you don't even need to worry about the fire boost or the nature boost. You just want to plant those habitats and you want to start breeding those Pandakens. And then what you also want to do is you want to purchase a worker. So workers, I don't know how much it costs the first time. It might be 50 gems, 25 gems. I think after a while he's 200, so maybe the first time is 100. It's 50, it's 100, it's 200, whatever. You want to buy a worker and you want to start clearing debris. So one really great piece of advice is to clear the debris that takes a little time. So for example, these right here, they only take 10 minutes. That is perfect to clear while you're awake, while you're playing the game. Start clearing the debris, and that is some of the best advice I can give you. And then this debris right here that takes like 8 hours. There's some that take 16 hours. But specifically those that take 8 hours, you want to clear those when you're about to sleep. That way when you wake up, the debris is going to be ready, you can clear it, and then you can move on to the next debris. So really important advice. The debris that takes 10 minutes or whatever is a short amount of time, you want to clear that first, and then you want to focus on the big debris. And also for those of you that don't know, you can actually clear debris from islands you don't even own. So for example, these are still for sale, these are still for sale, and this one's still for sale, but I'm already clearing the debris on this account. And the reason you want to do that is so that once you can finally afford that island, you can just buy it and you don't have to wait for your workers to clear the debris. Everything's already cleared. For example, if my friend wants to, he can buy the level 5 island. It costs 10 million gold. That's easy enough for him to do. Actually, let me show you this once again. His achievements, gather gold, he's collected 65 million gold in the past 2 weeks. And I think we were talking, it's actually in the past 11 days. So if you divide that by 11, he's collected almost 6 million gold per day. And keep in mind, the majority of that collection is in the later days, not the beginning days, which is amazing. That means his gold production is upwards of 6 million, which means he can buy this island in a matter of 2 days. He can buy the next island in a matter of 4 days, and then the 7th island like nothing. Once again, keep in mind, his rune building is already at level 6. and he's just doing fantastic. I just really want to highlight how important it is to PANDAKEN farm. And another important piece of advice is that you want to refrain from leveling up really fast. So I would actually say do not do adventure map. Now the one thing about my friend is that he's purposely trying to level up. He's trying to get to level 33 to unlock the breeding temple, and he's trying to get to level 38 to unlock the farming temple. So he actually is doing adventure map, but usually you want to stay away from adventure map. Reason being is that adventure map gives you too much experience points. Look at that, 900,000 experience. That is going to make you level up so fast. It's true that you can get a good amount of gems in adventure map, but you also level up too fast, and you really want to stay as low level as possible, because completing events like this, like the growth spurt, that is super easy the lower level you are. So for example, right now in this growth spurt, that's 10 free easy gems. So please, I know it kind of sucks, but try to minimize leveling up. You want to stay low level for as low as possible, especially if Social Point is still doing 72 hour challenges. I'm not sure if they are or not, but if they are, that is the one event where being a low level, the lower level you are, the better off you're going to be. Like if they were to do a 72 hour challenge, my friend could probably walk away with 3 rank 1 monsters, 3 rank 1 legendary monsters, 3 more other legendary monsters, and like a rank 1, 3 rank 1 epics. Like if Social Point was to do a 72 hour challenge, my friend could probably walk away with completing all 3 rounds of the 72 hour challenge. He could probably get like 3 legendary rank 1 monsters. He would get 3 other legendary monsters and then 3 rank 1 epic monsters, which would be amazing. So definitely be sure to do that. And also, let me show you his vaults right now. Look at all the legendary styles he has for Yamato, for Alpha, for Scrap Warrior, Isofex, Gaia Nova, Carlo. This is all from the Monster Wood event. Keep in mind I said that they're just throwing away cells. They really are. Take a look at some of his other epic cells. But primarily, look at those PANDAKEN. He has a lot of PANDAKEN cells. And even more so, let's go down to the common monsters. Firestar, Treezar, he has a good amount of cells from there. The reason he has those cells is because he's also preparing for a team race. If we do have a team race, he is more than ready to rank up commons or to extract commons. Look at the uncommon. He has 383 for Greenosar. So he's more than ready to help out in a team race. So that's something you definitely want to do. Extracting those monsters ahead of time so you can have the cells to be able to help your team, that's really good advice. Also, another thing is, as far as team wars, what you want to do is that hopefully you have a friend that can put you into a team, and then you can start getting some war coins. Now if you don't have a friend that can help you out like that, it's going to be kind of tough for you. I wouldn't recommend trying to be the leader of a team, just because it's really hard to be a leader. Like to recruit people is one of the hardest things to do, especially right now in global where everyone just treats it like a dating site. It's ridiculous. So don't try to be a leader, just try to jump into a random team. Hopefully if you have a friend, they can give you a hand and you can join their team. But for now, don't worry too much about team wars and races and everything. Just focus on building your account, focus on building that economy, focus on that gold production. It is going to help you out so much in the long run. One really great way to get gems is through accomplishing achievements, gather gold, gathering food, collecting stars, winning PvP. Make sure to do all of these different things to get gems. Like yes, it's also going to give you experience, but that doesn't matter. It's going to give you gems, and you're going to need to use gems to help you out in the long run too. You know, to buy your hatchery spots, to buy your breeding cave and your breeding tree. Or you have one, you got to buy the other. And to buy your workers, like you need gems. So that's actually one point I should have made. Don't be spending your gems recklessly. Don't spend your gems to speed up a PANDAKEN breeding or to speed up a nature upgrade. Just let those things happen naturally, because you're going to want to be saving up your gems, saving them for a future event, saving them for the team race if you happen to get yourself in a team race. And then I realize some of you might have trouble beating dungeons. Like for example, my friend right now has 64%, 20%, 85%. You got to do the dungeons, especially the gathering food dungeons when you're starting off. It's a great way to get food without getting experience from planting food. For example, I don't think my friend really plants anything except for the easy, the easy blue lizard cell. Those take 30 seconds. So yeah, the majority of the time you want to get all of your food from the food dungeon. If there's a team race and you happen to get in a race team, if you get 5,000 points, you actually get 5 million food, which would just be amazing. Like it would really help you out immensely. But going back to the dungeons, keep in mind that you can use items in dungeons. So make sure to use those dungeons, specifically the ones that cost gold to purchase. Make sure to use those items because they can help you out. They can help you beat dungeons. You can get a little extra rewards, you know, some relics, some food, some gold, specifically some gems. You just click on items, you can use them in dungeons, and just look through what you can use to help you out. Definitely do not spend any gems on items because that's a waste of gems, but you can definitely use stuff like the small life potion. And by the way, using a lot of items is also a way to complete some achievements, which will give you some free gems. So be sure to do that. And anyhow, I think that's going to be it. One question that I know is going to get asked is when should I stop doing Pandaken farm? Or at what level should I stop doing Pandaken farming? And I honestly don't really have an answer to that. The best answer I can give you is that you'll slowly just start knowing when to get rid of them, because you'll start getting too many legendary monsters that you want to hatch, and so you'll slowly start building legendary habitats, and as you build legendary habitat after legendary habitat, eventually you'll run out of space. And once you run out of space, that's when you need to start letting go of some Pandakens and start getting some legendary monsters, feeding them up to level 50. That's when their max gold production is set. And then eventually, after some time of you selling Pandaken farms and building legendary habitats and upgrading them to level 4 and then having all the legendary monsters, eventually your island will look something like this, like my main account, where in the middle, instead of being Pandaken farms, it's just a bunch of legendary farms with legendary monsters. And even my island isn't perfect. There's a way to really optimize gold production, which includes utilizing the boosts. I have an earth boost here, a fire boost up here. And yeah, it's just a matter of time. Over time, as you progress throughout the game, as you learn to play, you'll get better at doing things like this. But it all starts at the beginning. You need a really good foundation. And what better example than to use my friend's 2-week-old account. He's level 28, which he admits is a little too high. But again, he's purposely trying to level himself up because he wants to get to that level 38 mark, and then he's going to slow down his progress. But for those of you that want to be competitive, just focus on building your gold production, focus on your economy, don't level up, just take things nice and slowly, really try during the events. The shortcut to any event is Progressive Islands. You log in every 8 hours and complete all the tasks. For mazes, you log in every 4 hours and complete the task. For team races, it's really all about getting a team race. If you're a low level player, you might get lucky and find yourself in a really bad pool. But then at the same time, if you're surrounded with other low level players who don't really know how to participate in the races, well then you guys might not even qualify. So that's an unfortunate thing. But definitely mazes and Progressive Islands, anyone regardless of your level, you guys can progress the same amount. So be sure to try during those events. You can walk away with some epic monsters, some rare, some relics, some elementium, some gems, some cells. It's such a great event for newer players, for all players really. But specifically if you're a newer player, you can get some amazing monsters, and it just requires effort. So that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. A huge thanks to my friend for letting me showcase this account. If you guys like this video, let us know so we can show you guys an update of this account in 2 weeks. Or maybe even sooner. Who knows? Like, it's up to you guys. Let me know what you thought about this video. I hope it was helpful. Be sure to share it with someone who's new to the game, someone who's starting off, someone who's decided to make a baby account. Be sure to share this wealth of information with everyone in the Monster Legends community. With that being said, I'm Armor Gaming. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.